And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for yourself.
We are black Americans. We are black Americans. We are last Americans.
Oh, yes, we are. Hello. Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, something happened with the intro. I don't know. It was
Well,
weird.
something happened with YouTube too, because it was at like 10 seconds when I started it, and then it like freaked out, and then it was at like 4.
Oh, okay.
So
well, I was doing
we
like
went-
the whole like the Zoom. So whenever you listen to Zoom, everybody who's listening to this, if you try to like transport or like if you try to like if I were to put on a song to have Chris listen to it,
Yeah.
he would just hear like a bunch of muffled like it
It
sound
would-
like
yeah, it'd go in
I don't
and
know,
out
something you'd
pretty
try to download from Napster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember Napster. Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely not. I mean, it was hit or miss. I mean, you could get something with exceptional quality from Napster, or it was just like, what is this garbage? Yeah. So anyway, Northern Lights. I tried to see him on my neck of
Yeah,
woods
that's what
because
you were
we
saying.
pulled up a map. Yeah, because on everybody on Fridays we do a Patreon call-in show. If you have not joined, please do so because they are off the chain. We've had a couple new callers in the past couple of weeks. And yeah, it's just it's always a blast. So get on Patreon, support the show. But we were talking about, we pulled up this map, how my neck of the woods in Washington State was right on the cusp. It was right in the red zone for the Northern Lights.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like right in the prime area, which I seen multiple people within that zone, like in those areas, post pictures and stuff. Are you drinking wine?
No, this is a little Kahlua coffee. Okay. My little
I was like,
teepee cup.
wait a second. That blew me off there.
Yes, my little wine. It kind of did look like wine if I just like went real quick.
That's what it was.
Red
I
wine?
was like mid sentence, and I was like, wait a second.
I mean, this would be the smallest glass of wine in the world. But I mean, you never know. Maybe it's
Anyway.
strong ass wine.
I seen
Yeah,
people
so-
in those areas
yeah.
post pictures, so I don't know if like
So,
you said,
like,
you had
that's
to
the
be
thing,
up
dude.
late or something.
Yes, like we tried seeing it around 9, 10, and then we were just like, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
And if we would have stayed up 30 minutes later, we probably would have seen them.
Oh.
And then the following night, like on Saturday, Tiff was like determined. So like she took the whole family. She's like driving
Oh, it was
around.
multiple
The kids
nights?
are fucking. Yeah, dude. It was all weekend.
I didn't know
But
that.
Saturday, they didn't show up till like, 2 a.m. or something. So I'm like, no, definitely not going to do that.
Yeah,
but-
that's a bit much.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows if this will happen again? Because the trend is going that they're going to have to blame something to knock out the internet, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way
Well,
I'm
there's
looking
still
at it.
people talking about the flare, the flare going off.
Oh, yeah. The 6 flares. There were multiple flares, dude.
Yeah.
X5. Even what NASA or NOAA, the North, whatever, blah, 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 like the NOAA.
Oh,
they put
yeah.
out
Okay.
this
Yeah.
report saying like this was the strongest flare activity that we've seen since 2003. So it's been over 20 years since we've had something this strong. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's an excuse for governments to take advantage of a non-crisis and turn it into a crisis.
In order for people to say that is like a narrative they're trying to push. In order for people to even give a shit, they have to see some effect.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
I've seen people like on X and stuff post like, oh, blackout happening, and it shows like areas that are like something's like this fucking channel's down or this thing isn't fucking working. And I'm
Exactly. Tom Cruise comes out of nowhere.
like, yeah, I'm like,
We got to discharge the missile.
nothing's happening. Like my internet's working fine, my phone's working fine, TV's working fine. Nobody around has any fucking problems. This is a nothing burger.
Exactly. And I listened to InfoWars, and I know like there's hit and miss on InfoWars, but
Yeah.
I listen to the callers because I love the segment where, Alex Jones opens up a Twitter space and allows people to kind of talk to him over the X app.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And some people knew what they were talking about. They're just like, dude, this is nothing. Like, I study this stuff for a living. The media and this organization, NOAA, are hyping this up to be dramatized. So if something does happen, you know, it won't be because of this. It'll be because it was manipulated to look like it was this, you know? But there was also somebody in there that was talking about if this were, you know, like, if they did try to manipulate this, like governments around the world try to manipulate this to usher in a vote or pass something or like take away your liberties somehow.
Yeah.
How would you know? Like, how would you know the difference between is this real or is this not real?
Well, I think people, well, especially now, just your feelers are more in tune with that kind of stuff.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
So I feel like you'd be looking at it, and to know whether it's real or not, just everything would have to make sense. And usually,
like you said,
if it's not real, then there's going to be multiple things that don't make sense about it.
Yeah, like you said, so like something has to happen, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they were saying. Like these callers that would call in and that knew their shit, they'd be like, well, if this were a physical EMP and this was a legit real deal, you would see melted wires, you would see melted, like, catastrophes. You know what I mean? Like the Carrington event back in the 1800s.
Yeah.
But if it's just your internet goes off, then no, that's not gonna. It can't just be a precise, localized flip of the switch.
Well, and you'd see more of individual people saying, "Oh, my shit's not working. Like my phone isn't working. I'm having to use my computer hooked up to the internet, or something like that." If it really was gonna introduce something, you'd either have people coming back online saying, "Hey, I wasn't able to fucking do anything for a while," or you wouldn't just have people posting, "There's a blackout happening right now." Well,
for sure.
Where is the proof of that?
Because they were like the government agencies, or I don't even know if NOAA is a government agency or not, but they were saying, like NPR, like these mainstream media articles were saying that you could potentially lose power. You could lose the electric grid. Some things are going to go down. And I'm like, okay, here we go again.
I feel like it would have to be a pretty massive solar event for that to happen.
For sure. But I feel like they're building it up.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
This was an introduction event where they go, whoa, what is this thing called? A solar what? A flare? How does this work? And then it gets people interested. They start looking it up, and then they understand it. Then the next time it happens, maybe a section, like a city or a state, might lose power, or might lose some sort of electric infrastructure. You know what I mean? I feel like they're setting it up.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know.
I feel like that'd be a hard sell.
It is for us and for a lot of people that are like, dude, I know what you're trying to do. Don't fucking do that.
Well, especially since the way people think now, and especially the way this election is going, even so far. If something was like Banson just said in the comments, he's like, either gonna wait for this for election or something. If something like that did happen, if all of a sudden the biggest solar flare we've ever had just happened, and it took out part of the grid and just happened to be this swing state.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
So even if that was to happen and they were to say, hey, it actually did have an effect, the power's down, the grid's down in this part of the country, I think people would be like, I know you're full of shit. Because what do you do about that?
Look at the political how do you investigate it?
Look at the political stakes right now. And then all of a sudden this just happens to fucking happen right before the election. Come on.
Dude, it's just like Jeffrey Epstein's cameras all of a sudden didn't work before he quote unquote offed himself.
All of a sudden all the security systems fail right at that exact moment.
Right. The security guards pass out. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, so it's just one of those things where I feel like, they're setting up something. They need to do something because Joe Biden's definitely going to lose, dude. I mean, did you see Trump's rally over the weekend?
In Jersey? Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it was New Jersey, like over 100,000. Yep. Over 100,000 they're speculating that attended to that.
Yeah, they're
The
saying
largest political event ever.
That's what I was just going to say. Largest political event in history, in American history.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, the
And
guy's popular.
And in a blue state.
Yeah. I mean, Jersey's quite small and it's surrounded by a lot of, I guess, other blue states too. But, people could drive. It's driving distance for a lot of states.
That's true. But to have 100,000+ people show up at a rally.
Yeah.
That's
saying something.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, that's no Joe Biden. So, I mean,
that wasn't even Trump in 2020 or 16 even.
No.
Like he never got close to 100,000.
No.
And now this one, for some reason, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, that's what it is, dude. It's like now is his chance for redemption. You know what I mean? He's on tour again. And the more that they poke and prod at the man, the more people want to vote for him.
He's just, he's practically begging for that judge to throw him in jail. He's like, come on, just fucking do it already. Like you and I both know what's going to happen if you pull that trigger.
Well, figuratively,
yes.
even literally though. Yeah. Cause people were saying like, if you kill the guy, he's just going to be a martyr and then people will, do something.
If he ends up going to jail for basically all it would be at this point would be violating a gag order.
Oh, is that all they got on him?
Yeah, because none of the trials are even done. So he keeps
the Stormy Daniels thing is still going on, right?
They keep telling him, you can't talk about this, you can't say this, you can't say this, and he's basically going, I have constitutional rights. Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm.
So he does.
Yeah, it's a pickle that they put him in. You know what I mean? So it's definitely not fair. So I'll give him that. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't know when and who. So I don't know when Joe Biden's going to be kicked out, and I don't know who's going to replace him. Everybody, like I got money on Big Mike, so I mean I'm going to keep swinging with Big Mike.
He's going to keep swinging too. So.
Oh yeah, nothing can stop that motion. I mean, once it starts going, it's like a pendulum. It must swing.
Yeah, I mean. It is weird how the talk of Michelle Obama running has picked up in the last couple months.
Right.
And also, like, people are still talking about Newsom, too.
Oh, really?
I've heard, like...
Still?
I think even Joe Rogan said it on one of his newer shows where he thinks it's going to be Newsom. He thinks Joe Biden's going to either drop out or be removed and Newsom's going to go up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that would be, like... A bad move though, because isn't California trying to get him out again?
Oh, I don't know. Are they?
I think they're
California
trying to push for that again.
In our chat. I don't know. What if they did? What if it was like Michelle and Newsom, like an Obama Newsom card?
Yep, like Michelle Obama as the front runner and Newsom as the VP.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But you never know. I mean. All these things are up in the air. Nothing makes sense because no matter who they throw in there, they're just not going to win. So I think that they admit that. So it's like, why not just keep Joe Biden in there? They know whoever they're going to replace him with is going to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the way I would see it. I'd be like, why waste one of these cards? We can have them run the next time. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They should just throw Hillary back in there.
So then what do you do? You just like, I don't know.
They're going to fuck shit up. That's what they're going to do. They're going to fuck up the country, man.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? I heard a really fascinating theory about what they're doing with the border and letting in all of these illegal immigrants and not forcing them to have the jib jab or let's just call it I call it the miracle medicine that Trump created.
The miracle medicine. Okay.
Yeah, the miracle medicine. So, like, they're not forcing illegal immigrants to take the miracle medicine, right? But they forced millions of Americans to take the miracle medicine if they wanted to keep their jobs, if they wanted to get into buildings, if they wanted to fly, all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So, if there is some complications with reproduction with the miracle medicine, then everybody who was forced to take that won't be able to reproduce. Same with kids, like
Okay.
they're finding that maybe there's a correlation here, And so when you have this, the great replacement theory, have you ever heard of this?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's where these racist white people think that they're going to be replaced by Mexicans or brown people coming in through the border. Okay. These silly racist white people who have this crazy idea that, they think that like white people are going to become the minority, which is like kind of true now, but So you never heard of the great replacement theory?
No,
What's up, Dave?
I have heard
What's
of it.
up,
Like I
dude?
said, I have heard of it, but I didn't know. Like I understand they're wanting a bunch of people to come in because that's where they're hoping they're going to start getting their votes from.
Yeah.
But
Well, I was kind of being facetious, but like, Dave, have you ever heard of the replacement theory? Like
Yes, sir.
floated by like Tucker and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So it's essentially like the Americans will be replaced by immigrants, right? Whether that's illegal immigrants, whether that's, whatever.
Yeah.
So our culture will fundamentally change. And so I was telling Chris right before you got in here, Dave, I heard this interesting theory because we were talking about like how people were mandated to take the miracle medicine, that was created in 2020 for the plague.
Okay.
So Americans were forced to take that to keep their jobs, to fly, to go in buildings and all that stuff. Whereas these illegal immigrants that are passing the border, they aren't being forced to take that.
Yeah.
At least the word on the street is that they're not being forced to take this. So the interesting theory that I heard was that what if that is the new America? You know what I mean? Because generations go by, you can't reproduce. And all of a sudden you have these illegal immigrants that are coming in. They can reproduce. And now you're having an exchange of DNA. You're having an exchange of culture. And you're going, oh, okay, well. And then you'll just be generations down the road and forget all about what America used to be. I was like, that's interesting.
Whose theory is that? Just out of curiosity. Was that like a specific person, or was that just?
It was a conspiracy person. Well, something Wolf, Michelle Wolf. She used to be actually an aide to Clinton.
Oh,
okay.
Here, let me see if I can find out who this was. I don't know who this was, but I heard that and I go, oh, that's a possibility.
yeah. Listen, how long's it been now? Since the jab started rolling out, it's been
3 years.
2, 3 years.
Been like 4, almost.
4. Shit,
Actually,
Time.
4, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know people that took the shot. I know people that have children right now after taking the shot. You know what I mean? Like I know people have healthy,
For sure.
healthy children. I think at some point we have to listen. Are there going to be people that have birth issues? Absolutely. Just like there are people that are going to have heart issues.
Well, I don't know if the idea behind that is that it just happens immediately.
Well, I guess to the point I would go with you.
Well, so the theory behind this one, though, was that the reproduction in children would eventually be slowed down. And that was so the whole theory depends on children who took the miracle medicine won't be able to reproduce. That's the foundation of the theory.
Yeah.
So if that's true, then I don't know. But I haven't seen any evidence to see that, yes, that is 100% the way that this is going.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't want to disagree. I think it's an interesting theory. I think at some point, how long? This is like everything else. Like how long do we let this theory just hang around? You know what I'm saying? Like how many years do we need to realize, okay, that's not actually going to happen that way?
Well, I don't know how many years go by, and then they find out this drug gives you all kinds of bad shit.
Yeah, look at Chantix, the anti-smoking drug, or the drug that was designed to get you off of smoking.
Yeah.
It was on the market for like 15, 20 years before they found out, it gives you cancer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Cancer. I understand that. But see, the problem is like there's a lot of factors with cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand how they get messy. But like children and reproduction, I think, that how hard would that be? If you have a 10-year-old child, hopefully they're not reproducing for another, I know, but what would
15, 20 years.
What would make, this is the questions I'm posing. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just asking these questions. These are what people say. Like, what would make the child different than the mother that took it, right? That also had a child later, years later.
Yeah.
And we saw with the jab, we saw many situations where athletes within a year, within 6 months of getting it, within weeks of getting it, they were falling over at fucking sporting events. They were having heart palpitations. They were having all kinds of issues with their hearts.
I think the biggest difference would be one is fully developed and the other one is developing.
Exactly.
I understand that, but I think it's an interesting theory, but it's kind of hard to like jump on that train without.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying no
one's
like,
jumping on a train.
No.
Like,
I'm not talking
we're
about
talking
you guys.
about like
no,
a
not
crazy.
you guys. Not you guys. I'm just saying anybody that's bringing that up. Like, I feel like that's a hard. Sure, it's something we should keep looking at. But listen, of all the vaccines and all the different things that we've taken, lots of things can happen. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, I'm not talking about a V word. I'm talking about the miracle medicine. Okay.
Well, sure.
Hey, I'm playing the rules, dude.
M&Ms.
We're
talking about M&Ms.
Yeah, I've heard.
There we go.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I think it's an interesting theory. It's as a whole, but there's a lot of people that didn't take it. A lot of people.
Well, yeah.
And
sure.
I would argue too that the people that did take it are people that are not having too many children already. They're already putting career before family. We already know that.
Yeah.
And so those people are already limited how many children they're having. They're rarely getting married until they're 40 something now. The people that didn't get the jab are the ones that are fucking like rabbits. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones having 7, 8, 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? Those down south, that's the truth.
Maybe.
Hey, I've seen Idiocracy. I know how this goes.
Amen.
But regardless, I mean, regardless of what outcomes are of that, I feel like we're not going to see the full scope of it for a while still.
Well, and that goes back to like, I remember when it first rolled out, there was a woman who worked for like the oil industry. She was like human resources for the oil industry. She was like high up, and she got called to project the figures for fully replacing the workforce in 3.5 years. And that was right at the beginning of the rollout of this miracle medicine, right? And so she was like, why are they asking me to make projections on how much it would cost and all the, whatever it would take to totally replace the workforce in 3.5 years? And maybe she was thinking the wrong thing. Maybe it's not the miracle medicine, but maybe it's AI taking over the job. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely like the workforce part of it. Like, listen, migrants in certain aspects are not always highly skilled. They're hardworking. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about going into fields, and that's what a lot of them are used for, they're picking fruits and they're doing these field work. Hard work, man, right? They're doing it. Nobody else wants to do it. I get it. But like, you're talking about replacing the entire workforce. Like, you're going to have migrants.
This was an oil rig, by the way. So it was I
understand.
Skilled workers.
I'm just saying, like, any, labor jobs, maybe some, but I'm saying the average person just taking over and running everything. Like, that, you have very highly skilled Americans running these businesses, managing, just workers, trades, all this stuff, man. You're not just going to replace it with an immigrant. That's not like, it would fall apart. It would not work. It would not work. And I'm not being demeaning to immigrants. I'm just saying there's a reason that we have a good workforce. There's a reason we have, trained people. You're not going to replace. Now, AI is a different story.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying.
They just, speaking of AI, they just released Chat GPT 4.0 or whatever.
4.0.
Dude, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that it's
wild.
doing. Like it can express it when it talks now. It sounds like a actual human being. And now it can express in its voice like different emotion.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but it utilizes the camera. It looks, it goes, "Oh, Dave, I see you're wearing a AI jacket. That's a great choice," and all this stuff. You know
and
what
it
I
can
mean?
recognize facial patterns now, so it can tell if you are feeling a certain emotion, and then it can react to that accordingly.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's dangerous shit, dude.
I was reading Ban's thing, and he has a good quote. He says, Dave, how many conspiracy theories have become true in the past 4 years? A lot. There's a lot of them, but legitimate ones. Like a lot of them have been ones that we've been talking about. And so, like, when we talk about the miracle, what do you call it? The miracle?
Miracle medicine.
Miracle medicine.
The miracle
I like
medicine?
how you say miracle, dude.
The miracle medicine. Listen, I think there's enough things with that conspiratorial wise that we can all jump on and buy into, right? It was taken too quick. No one knew what's in it. There's been lots of heart problems. There's been lots of people with major issues from it. But at what point do you like ease up? Because then it can get real weird, right? Like, well, maybe if we don't take it, we're going to turn into aliens and be asexual. Like, can that happen?
Well,
absolutely.
Dude,
absolutely. Our
there
dicks
was like
will all fall off. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's
there
all
were a
castration.
lot of people tweeting like, hey, shouldn't all of the the people who didn't take this, shouldn't they all be dead in the streets? You know what I mean? Because like that was a thing,
that's
like,
yeah,
hey, you gotta
that's
take this.
That's what they were saying. Like that's how bad it is. Like everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, but
Well, if you don't take the miracle medicine, you will die. Even Joe Biden said it's going to be a winter of death. Like you will die and your family. You know what I mean? Like he was pushing out these dark words and stuff.
Mhm.
But to be honest, though, like on the inverse of that, looking from the conspiracy theorist side, shouldn't everybody who has taken it from now on like be kind of dying? Like,
yeah, but that's what things,
you know what I mean?
That certain people have said. We've I mean, I've heard both you guys say that at one point or another, right? Where like this could get really bad, and we all thought that it could be very bad. But what I'm saying is now we're 4 years, 4 years in, right? And I think it's as bad as we thought it was. Just I don't think it's to the point where everybody's just going to fall over dead. Like that was a real thing where we're like, man, what's next?
Well, we'll
year gonna
see.
look like?
Because this is the year. This is the year for me
This
where
is
I'm
the
going to
year.
keep my eye on it.
Why this year?
Because it was the 3.5 to 4 year mark. And so that's where I want to look and see.
Wait, what was the 3.5 to 4 year mark?
That's when things were supposedly supposed to start
That's when
Having
not
actual
going so well.
effects on the body type thing.
Yes, yeah.
but that was based off
About 3 to 4 years after. That was based off of multiple doctors that I heard in various shows and all that stuff. I don't know if the doctors are paid to say that, or if they're like full of shit, but I'm just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. I feel like what you kind of just said makes more sense. Like I feel like, sure, you could just immediately fall over, aneurysm, fucking heart attack, but hit the ground and you're dead. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like with something like this that's already been 3.5 years in your body, right? Like you're gonna wither away, and maybe I feel like at this point we're 3.5 years. Okay, almost.
Well, not
4.
only that, but they have a yearly dose now.
Well, yeah, but who's been actually? That's the other thing is how many people took
There's
it.
not many people still taking
No,
it.
not very many people are still taking it. And the argument would be even after the first dose, how many people declined the second one? How many people then declined the third one? So there's a lot of people that haven't taken it for a long time. Not saying that it's not in their system, not saying that there's not going to be issues, but I think the whole thing of them repeatedly just taking boosters, there are some, and I guess at this stage, you get what you get coming to.
They're combining it with the yearly. What was that?
You get what you get coming to. If you're still taking them, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, but like something's wrong with you, right?
Yeah,
with all the evidence, all the information.
They can't follow the information, but like they're combining it. Remember the bivalent thing where they combine it with the flu medicine as well?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
So like people who are routinely getting the flu medicine will just get this as well because it's going to be in it.
I only got the flu shot once in my adult life.
I think me too. I think I've only gotten it once.
They paid me $100 to take it.
Oh, I remember that.
God,
Yeah.
you guinea pig.
Yeah, my work was like, we're gonna give everybody flu shots, and I was like, I'm not taking a fucking flu shot. I've never taken.
And
a
they
flu
dangled
shot.
a $100 bill, and you were like,
we're gonna
okay.
we're gonna give everybody a $100 bonus or whatever it was. If you get
Dude,
the
that's
flu
better
shot
than
this
like
year.
a
I was
Dunkin' Donut or
well,
something,
okay.
though.
So easily, of course.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well,
man.
okay. Well, the flu shot's been around for fucking ever.
It has. It has. To be fair.
Like you're gonna be this petty over this too.
Yeah.
Like, man, they were given during that whole fucking thing. I remember telling you guys this. They were, if you were to get the M&M,
Yep, the M&M.
you got put into a fucking raffle to win a car.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
My company gave somebody a car.
Yeah. That's good. It's better than a burger from New York.
That's true. I just seen
You know
that
what
pop up the other day.
You're telling
like-
me there's a burger element to that?
He's like,
oh, God, that's so good.
vaccinated. Oh my God.
What's sad is the person that really needed that car was willing to like gamble on this miracle thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For a fucking car. And then he probably got it. It was probably like a fucking Fiesta or some stupid bullshit.
I don't remember what it was.
It was probably shit. It was probably a fucking economy car.
He probably sold it immediately.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
sure.
was it a Nissan?
Oh,
Could've
I
been.
need,
Is it a
maybe.
Nissan?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I think it was something Ford something. I don't remember.
Boy.
I don't
Well,
know.
anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like that was just a random theory that I
It's
saw today, and I was like, oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And then there's like the bird flu stuff coming out right now where I'm just like, oh God, are they going to try something with that?
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to talk to you guys about, though, today is this portal that they opened up, the New York-Dublin portal that they opened up. It was an exciting thing. And then so it allowed people from New York City to talk and see. Well, I don't know if they could hear. They can just see people. So New York and Dublin. And so you could like have
I feel
this
like those
portal.
are two really weird locations.
I look like I'm glitched.
No, you're
Oh,
good.
no, you're fine.
You're fine. All right.
I just feel like
Okay.
that's two really weird locations to be like, hey, let's do New York and Dublin. Sure.
Dublin's an
Right?
odd choice. for
Like,
sure.
that's weird.
Like London and New York would make more sense to me.
Yeah, I feel like a more major
But man,
city.
Listen, Dublin though, they like to, you know,
They like to
party, dude.
Well,
and there's
I mean,
a lot of ass
that's
cheeks on
That's
that
probably
shit.
why it fucking makes sense to what happened, right?
It's a portal of butts,
Well-
dude. I don't know if you've watched it, but there's a lot of butt cheeks from those Dublin.
Exactly, dude. And
Showing a
that's
lot of
why this thing got shut the fuck down. Like they were all excited about it, but they had to shut it down
Yeah.
because like we can't have good things because people are too freaking rude, crude, and like doing some crazy shit, dude. So like there's this story that came out, an OnlyFans model flashed her boobs
yeah. So
to Dublin,
who cares?
and then they had to like freaking shut this thing down.
that was what shut it down. I mean, that's like annoying to me. I'm like, you're showing American pride.
That's not all of it.
Okay. So
Yeah. So
okay. Oh, there's a behind the scenes
I
picture.
mean, who's mad about that? Like, that's a Karen that's mad
exactly,
about that.
dude.
Now, you know what I'm saying? You see some breastises on the screen.
Well,
and
scroll
somebody
down.
got
You can
mad.
see like what she actually looks like too. So I'm just saying, like,
What's she actually? Oh, it's all wet.
so there's the portal.
Oh,
There we go. I mean,
That's not for me, but okay.
she's got some cups
mean,
on her.
She's got some makeup on her. That's for
what
sure.
is all this?
yeah,
what's
dude.
all this wetness here?
Well, that's
Dude, I feel like that's the scuff marks from
that's
their
been
shoes.
worn out. Yeah, people have
Oh.
worn it out.
Are you sure?
That's like rubbing on a penny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I feel like there was some other shit getting transported.
Oh God, look at this. The company said a technical glitch shut it down. Yeah, right, dude.
I don't buy that.
But this is what she said. This was her quote. She said, I thought the people of Dublin deserved to see 2 New York homegrown potatoes. She said in the
Okay.
video that she posted.
That's the most
That's-
unattractive way to describe your fucking breasts I've ever heard in my life.
Right?
Who
Like
wants
a
to see
lumpy
these
potato.
two radishes?
Who wants to see some real taters?
Yeah, some,
Yeah.
some
You
sweet
wanna see a
potatoes
yam?
over here, dude.
I got a yam titty right here.
Like, where are you
Long-
from? Are you from the fucking middle of nowhere, Ohio, or something?
Some of those bagels. You know what I'm saying? I want to see those New York bagels.
Yeah.
Oh, baguette.
Yeah, give me those perky bagel.
God,
Give me that everything bagel.
why would you describe it like that?
It's a terrible way. It's like some like fucking 40-year-old virgin, bro. You call them
God.
potatoes, dude. They're hard,
You know when
lumpy.
you feel them
Exactly.
and it feels like just a bag of sand.
a bag of sand.
Bag of sand, dude.
Golly. Well,
So-
listen, I never claimed she was smart or anything like that.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
So listen to this though. So other troublemakers. So this has been open since last Wednesday, and they've shut it down.
Sure.
But other troublemakers in Ireland were posting shocking conduct, such as flashing swastikas
Oh.
and even a photo of the Twin Towers in flames.
I saw
from
that.
9/11.
Why would you show a picture of that?
They showed the video. Like, okay,
Yeah.
terrible, but come on, man. Like that's what we're
Like you're
offended
trying
by.
to
We're mad
like
about that.
you're trying to portal over images from your phone to people. And
Yeah,
you're-
they're
you
showing
just
them.
show a picture of something that happened. Fucking
Wait.
how?
Well,
Like, that doesn't make
I
any
mean,
sense.
Chris, I shared a video with you. We're not going to show it here, obviously, but
Yeah, I'll show Dave.
yes, Dave, you can watch this one. So somebody posted a video
Yeah, okay.
of sexual conduct. I
Yeah,
mean, there was a porno from a cell phone. They were just holding it up in front of the camera. You know what I mean?
Like, well, I know, but listen, man. Yeah, I get it. She's getting porked.
She's
bro.
getting railed.
She's got that donkey dick. You know what I'm saying? That big old.
It's like she got a 4-inch PVC pipe going.
But
in
like,
there.
She's getting the Will Smith.
what's annoying though is like, I don't even know if I'd say that. What's annoying is that lewd and inappropriate? Yeah, it is. But I bet you in New York City, if you were to look left or right, you'd probably see a homeless guy taking a shit
That's true.
or masturbating.
That's true.
So what's
or someone
really offensive?
dying in front of you on fentanyl.
Like, of course somebody's gonna hold up a phone with some fucking
Oh, yeah.
dick action. Like, come on, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, look at the internet for Christ's
Yeah.
sakes. Like, well, all this
Exactly.
shit, it's literally the internet.
This one thing this internet thing gets invented, and the first thing people do is watch other people have sex on it.
I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
They love it.
Why wouldn't a portal be the same fucking thing?
Dude, I would be shocked if someone didn't try to stick their dick through it, like a gigantic glory hole. You know what I mean? Like
Not realizing
dunk,
it's just a
dunk.
screen, and they're just like dunk,
Yeah.
dunk, dunk, dunk.
But so I saved some videos on there. Like one of them's just a generic, like, here's the portal. Like, look how awesome it is. And everybody's doing like heart signs with their hands and stuff.
Yeah.
They're holding up signs that they're like, hi, we're saying hi from Dublin.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God. Fuck that.
That was loud as fuck.
That was stupid.
Ooh.
Oh, the one where they do the reveal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The reveal and like, how great is this? Oh
Yeah.
boy, here we are. Yay.
Yay,
I mean, it is pretty cool.
That's cool.
You know,
I mean,
it's
the
a
idea is
gigantic
cool.
screen.
It doesn't like it's. Oh boy, this is not a good look though for us. You know what
No.
I'm saying? Like we
Nope.
look as stupid as we think we look.
But why are
Yeah,
they?
and people were like chugging beers of like Guinness, assuming
just-
that everybody in Dublin drinks
But
Guinness.
how is this any different than just watching a live stream on your phone?
Well, I think what the
Like,
idea
I'm just
is-
gonna jump on this guy's live fucking TikTok on
Yeah.
fucking, and he's walking around Dublin.
I don't hate the idea,
Yeah.
man. I got to be honest with you. I don't hate it. Like, there's been times where I just randomly think, I'm like, I wonder what this person is doing right now in New York or in fucking Hong Kong. You know, there's somebody right now thinking, and so the idea to me is not crazy. Like, it's a time shot of what's happening right now in live time in
That's
somewhere
true.
across the
Yeah.
world. And so if you're walking by, you would be like, oh, look at this fucking Dublin right now, dude. Like, that's cool. But like with that said, you're gonna see some tits. You're gonna see a little dick. You're gonna see normal people doing normal shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Why just let people be people? Why you gotta fuck with
Oh,
shit?
Miss Cupcake
Yeah.
said she might be from Idaho. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Showing
yeah.
her potato.
Oh,
Here's the
I
thing
don't
too.
know.
If you
Okay.
didn't want this,
So you know
to-
what's hilarious though?
What?
There was somebody in Dublin holding up a picture of a potato.
Sure.
Like he wanted to see some potato. So maybe that's what they call boobs over in Dublin. I don't know. Maybe it's show me your potatoes.
what?
That would
That's-
be. I would. They'd lose brownie points for that if they call them potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
Show me the bag of potatoes.
Listen, if you wanted to do this without having it be extremely lewd, why put it in New York City? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like,
Oh,
why
dude,
why
yes.
do New York City? Why not do somewhere that's maybe a little more respectable? You know what I'm saying? A little more like
Like a church.
Southern hospitality. You know what I'm saying, or something. You're always gonna get it, but New York of all places, man, the city that never sleeps. Like, come on, man. Or I guess that's
Well,
technically
so
LA,
Dublin was sharing lewd pictures back and forth too. So
Sure.
it wasn't just New York.
but are these all the
I think
names
New
of
York was,
boobs?
or
No, these are
Dublin was
just-
the one showing the porno.
This
You
is.
know what I
I
mean?
just looked up slang terminology for boobs.
Titties,
Mm.
bongos,
Jubilees?
jubilees, bangers, racks, deltas,
Bangers, dude.
the dairy pillows.
Yeah, give me that dairy pillow.
I've never heard that one
I
before.
like the sweater puppies.
sweater puppies.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, none of those have potatoes on them. So
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dango, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Maybe-
yeah, so
yeah.
it's like a weird concept. Like, why put the portal in there? And then there was a screenshot of one of them in the bookmarks.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a post that has multiple pictures. In the back of the portal, it says like uniting the world for one. It's basically like saying like one world, creating one world
A
united.
portal
or something.
exists in countries around the world and invite us to meet above borders and differences. This
Oh, yeah. Like, what does this say? Like, what's the big bold words?
The bridge to
I
United
can't read
Planet.
that from here.
New York City portal, bridge to United Planet.
There you go.
Bridge to a United Planet.
I mean,
Bridge. So it's a bridge, dude. They created a bridge.
I like it, man.
I mean, it would, yeah, I guess it would be kind of cool if you just.
I think they're going to go
around.
bigger next time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do know that the boobs would just be bigger. Right?
You know, yeah. You know, one of the problems
Yeah.
is, I'll tell you
Hey,
one of the
Chris.
Yeah.
problems. Go ahead.
Oh, boy.
Nah, fuck it. I'll tell you one of the problems. Put that shit up higher. That's the problem.
Chris, do you have
That's the problem.
do you have your internet plugged in, dude?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting real glitchy over here.
Over.
No, you're not glitching at all.
Okay.
Are we good? We good?
I think so. I think like whenever it gets animated and everybody starts moving, it like glitches for some reason. I'm not sure. Very blurry on my, but it is what it is. We're
yeah,
good.
let us know if anybody's watching this glitching. I'm just curious if it is.
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody. Anyways, I was gonna say, like, part of the problem with that thing is you're not receiving enough video maintenance.
Yeah, YouTube is being weird.
Yeah, it's YouTube, man.
Well, it's Zoom too. I mean,
it could be
I'm just
Zoom.
watching here.
Put that shit higher up, dude. You know what I'm saying? Elevate it, because the problem is everybody can like hold their phone up to the fucking webcam, so they're playing all the shit. You see it? They're like holding it up. Like, put that shit 10 feet up in the air and angle it down so that you can see, but you can't. Like, you can hold shit up, but no one's gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's gonna see your phone.
True.
Like, why not just elevate it up a little bit more? Like, you'd still be able to see the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You should just Yeah. No, I agree. They should just, maybe the portal should just be like a part of Times Square,
like a billboard, like a thing up a little higher, just like on the first story. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be able to see everybody. You wave and all that shit, but you wouldn't be able to see the details of somebody holding a phone up, because they can literally. I watched people going up and they were holding the phone up to the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think that could mitigate some of this BS, but I just can't wait until somebody walks through a portal, because that's something that I really want to do, because teleportation is my number one superpower.
It's real. They've already accomplished it. Like, they haven't perfected it, but they can do it now.
With human beings?
I feel like you made that up.
No, I didn't make it up. They've actually teleported objects now. Like, it's only been like a feet away, and it hasn't been like biological. But they have moved objects.
What did they move?
I don't know what it was. I just remember reading a thing where they have accomplished teleportation.
Well, because there's like the Philadelphia experiment back in the day where supposedly they teleported a lot of like an entire ship. And like the crew members on the ship, when they came back, they were like stuck in the freaking floorboards, stuck in walls and shit.
Chris needs to look this up.
That's,
you can't just come at me like that. You can't just come out and be like, we fucking teleport shit.
Unless I dreamed it. Right here. Quantum entanglement.
Used to teleport. Scientists just teleported an object into space for the first time. Oh, yeah. Teleported somewhere where we'll never see it. And no one can ever actually prove it.
No, come on.
I'm just saying, if you're going to put it in space.
Oh, into space. Yeah. All these are saying into space.
First object teleported from Earth to orbit. Quantum teleportation of independent single photon. A single photon.
Oh, so very little mass.
Extremely little.
So, but
it's getting there. I'm not saying it's not getting there.
So they teleported a photon, whatever that is, to a satellite hundreds of miles above Earth.
Yeah.
And of course, China did it.
Oh, China.
It's just like,
dude, I heard something very interesting. Like someone from NASA was talking about when we're going to be going back to the moon. You know, like we have like this ambition now to all of a sudden go back to the moon. And somebody brought up, what do you think China's doing on the dark side of the moon? Like, have we ever had any interest of going back? And they just go, no, we don't have any interest. And they're like, well, why? Like, well, we just feel like there's more resources on the light side than on the dark side. It's like, what? You don't know what's on the dark side. So like, why would you have any bias against it? You know, like, oh, there's no interest to go to the dark side.
Well, I think one of the things I heard is that obviously with the temperatures are harder to manage on the dark side.
Challenging.
Yeah, it would be a challenging thing. Not that we couldn't overcome that challenge.
Yeah,
but
that'd be like telling fucking any explorer in history, asking them, "Hey, are you gonna go to check out this whole continent over here in the New World? You can call it whatever you want." Yeah. And they're like, nah.
Well, I think it's
or just like one better here. It's just like, yeah, we're going to explore the land. What about the ocean? We have no interest in the ocean. We have our interests here on the land. There's a lot of shit in the ocean. Are you sure?
Well, that's kind of how we are right now, anyway.
Well, I mean, we saw what happened with the submarine and how it turned into a little pop can. Yeah. Listen, there's challenges. That's the issue. I don't think it's
can submarine.
Bro. I know, but I still like, regardless of that thing being a pile of shit, which it was. I mean, we can admit that.
Yeah, it was.
The truth is like the pressures and there's a lot of things to navigate. It's a very different thing. You know what I'm saying? And I just looked it up. The dark side of the moon is colder than negative 410 degrees. That's pretty fucking challenging. Because even if you have
negative 410,
yeah. NASA's Lunar Renaissance Orbiter has measured temperatures lower than negative 410 degrees. That's
imagine that
cold,
line
man.
though.
That'd freeze
imagine
your shit.
That line.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like where the sun is and where the sun is not, and then you're just like, putting your hand through. You're like, whoa, that's cold.
Yeah, you just go.
You know what I mean?
You just reach across and you're just like, oh, my arm's gone. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like freezes
fucking
like that
freezing, and you're
Terminator movie.
Ah, it just burns to death immediately.
See, like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, what if
Yeah,
there's
that would-
creatures that live over there though, in that
Probably
fucking
could be.
cold ass shit?
There could be. It's just like, again, I don't know that it's not that we don't ever want to go. I just don't think they have a
It's
way
just
to.
a bunch of
And
fucking.
we've argued. We don't even know if we've been to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, have we really even
It's
been?
just a bunch of Gollum-like creatures living in the dark.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking
Ugh.
sniffly
It's
nosed
a bunch
monsters.
of fucking Vin Diesels wearing weird sunglasses
Yeah,
over
dude.
there.
They just sneeze a lot because it's so cold. You know, they always got the flu. You know what I mean? Pump some vaccine.
Because yeah, it's 400 or negative 410 on the surface, but what is it inside? Is it nice and cozy?
Well, it's hollow, so I mean, you never know, right?
Dude, they
Well-
should drill into the moon and see what's inside of that thing,
Yeah, dude. I'm down.
or what's not inside of that thing.
Some rare minerals.
Well,
and
I'm
shit.
sure there's all kinds of rare minerals in the ground.
Oh yeah, dude. Rare aliens. You know what I mean? There's something living in there. I'd love to go. I mean, listen, I don't know why we don't. And the real question is, I was watching that guy on Rogan who was the anti-moon landing guy, and he did not help himself at all. It was not. He was the most annoying person I've ever heard in my entire life. I literally
Who
was
is
like,
this?
I don't even fucking know. I know Rogan was talking to him, and he's been around a long time.
He's on a newer episode.
Yeah, it's probably within the past couple weeks, 2 weeks or so. And the dude was just so annoying, dude. Like, I literally was like yelling. I was like, shut the fuck. Like, I was just so sick of this fucking guy. And the reason that he was being so stupid was because he kept saying, like, well, Joe, what do you don't want to believe it, huh? Where do you stand, Joe? Because, like, he was asking the questions of, like, hey, and he said it 100 times on the show. If you guys ever watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. He goes, listen, I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying this is the argument that the other side would give to you. I want to hear your response. He's like, you don't have to do it, Joe. You don't have to do it. You know. And I'm like, he's asking. He's fucking asking. It's interesting questions here. You know what I mean? But the guy was a fucking turd. He was a turd.
Was it Bart Sibrel?
Yeah. He kept going.
I'm trying to.
Go to bartsabrel.com. And Joe's like, well, you're here. You want to show me what you have? And he's like, just go to bartsabrel.com. It was just dumb, dude. The guy sucked. He sucked. He had some intriguing information that there were things where I was like, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. The problem with it and everything else is that you can make a case against it. You know what I'm saying? Is it intriguing? Absolutely. Is it something that they shouldn't have done? Yeah. But you could also say, well, why did they fake, some of the situations where they were floating around and shit? Why did they fake the picture of the Earth, which they seemingly did? Maybe the shot that they had was not good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the cameras were not very good. Maybe they had to redo it. And was it wrong? Yes.
Or maybe it would have taken years to get the feedback from whatever they were fucking filming.
Yeah, and it's also like at the time, like how impossible was it?
Yeah.
All he was saying was the argument has been, what if they just didn't have good shots and they were trying to give people a good shot and they did fake it, but it happened. They were just recreating it for the shot that everybody would see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if
they
I buy
beautified it.
Yeah, they beautified it. But there was the guy had some interesting shit. I'm not going to lie. It just sucks that he sucked so bad that it made me not want to listen to him.
I'm gonna have to listen to that, dude.
Oh, it was so annoying, bro. He was just
that
old
is
and
frustrating.
crickety.
Like when somebody has like this like deep seated like they cling on to something and they want you to believe it so bad.
No,
like,
it's not.
Why? Just come on. Why?
It's not really like, it wasn't really like that. It was annoying in the sense of like sometimes what me and you do, Greg. Like it was that like that, but it was like in a sense of like Joe Rogan was being me. He was being like, well, listen, what about this? Like, what if, they did this? And that was the explanation. The guy was like, Joe, you're supposed to go along with me here. I know that the moon landing's fake.
Oh, God.
I know the moon landing's fake, Joe. Like, you know that, right? Like, he was saying shit, and Joe's like, well, listen, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, this is the argument that would be held to you.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, okay, Joe. Okay. Okay, Joe. I mean, listen, if you wanna play that game, I guess we can play that game. Like, it was just so fucking like, bro.
Well, to be fair, if you're being Joe, hopefully I don't sound like that guy.
No, no, I'm not saying we were anything like that. I'm just saying what he was doing was the guy had some good, compelling evidence, but he was just playing devil's advocate. He said it multiple times.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, man, I'll tell you at the end of the show how I really feel about this. But for right now, I want you to come on and give me your evidence. And I want to be this. He called it the steel man. He's like, I want to steel man everything you say because there's no one else here. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of going against you. So I'm just going to try to say everything you say. I'm going to try to figure out what somebody might say about it.
Yeah.
And I want you to explain why that would be not true or something.
Build a case for yourself.
But the problem was is some things he did, but a lot of things he didn't want to argue it. He was just like, he was just like,
that's just the way it is.
he's like, this is silly. It's silly.
Yeah.
Joe. It's like, come on, man. Like, but he just sucked.
I honestly
You're
don't
going
even,
on Joe Rogan. You better be prepared.
Yeah.
I don't even care if we were to go back to the moon. Like we've been there. Why wouldn't the next step be another place? Why go back
Mars.
to the same
well,
place
that's
we
Elon
already?
Musk, baby.
Yeah. Why go back to the same place we already went? Like we went there. Okay, now let's try to go farther.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Do you guys think that like we could have come from Mars and it was like a dead planet now because of something that happened and we had to move here?
Nah,
You ever heard that theory?
I have. No, I'm gonna stick with the Bible a little bit on this one. I think I just like I'm not really into that.
Well,
as much.
if you're sticking to the Bible, then we can't leave the planet anyway because of the firmament.
Yeah, there's some of that, some of this, some of that. I don't know.
There's some of this and some of that.
Listen, the wording is obviously very interesting in certain aspects. I think you can take it a whole lot of ways, But I don't know that we're aliens. I don't know if I think it's a really fun theory. I don't know that we're aliens that like are rediscovering ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole idea that the aliens are just us coming back. I don't know if I'm into that. I just want to believe that like we have this vast universe and there's other things out there and they don't have to be like, I feel like that's such a human thing to do is be like,
yeah.
Oh, there's something out there. It must be us. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, we're the smartest thing alive, so it must be us.
It's got to be us. I mean, it could be something else. There's definitely probably organisms out there.
I kind of look at it as if God or this all being created us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he created the exactly what he wanted the very first time? Or was he like, actually, you know what? I'm going to change this a little bit.
Made some mistakes.
He's like, here it is. He's like, oh, wait. Actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. These guys can go over here.
like that.
I'm going to make this one now. And then he's like, oh, wait. Actually, I want to change this part. And then he's like.
So he's like the island of Dr. Moreau, dude. Like aliens are just his unwanted children.
I don't know.
That's a great mistake, bro.
I feel like if you're creating everything, you're kind of gonna go through and you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I like this, and then actually I'm gonna change things.
Well, what if aliens think the same thing about us? Like, what if they think that we're the God's unwanted children?
They might. But see, that would be normal because they of course are going to think that they're the superior. You know what I'm saying? Just like we always think that we are. But I will tell you, to your point, Chris, I think that would be funny because I could see God creating an alien. He makes it. And he's like, there it is, my fucking being. And then he goes, fuck, I forgot a dick. I forgot the dicks. God damn it. They're fucking
how's it
asexual.
gonna reproduce?
Damn, I got this transsexual fucking alien here that doesn't know what he is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
We got to put penises on people, and then they started over.
Let's
with
export
us.
this one to a galaxy far away. You know?
That's the trick though. Then he gets like, everybody's changes and now they're cutting their dicks off already. Just be more like aliens.
And then
you know
he's
what I mean?
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he created animals. I mean, that's why there's so many different kinds of fucking animals. He couldn't decide on what he actually wanted.
Maybe that's why there's mosquitoes, dude. I feel like that's the ultimate mistake
and that's
God ever made.
Yeah, that when he made mosquitoes, he was like had too much wine or something. And he's like, I'm gonna make this, and I'm just gonna fuck with everybody.
Yeah, mosquitoes are. That is one. There's a lot of shit
You know
that
what I mean?
I look at and I just go, what the fuck are you for? You know what I mean? Like, what fucking like, I love potato bugs, but I'm like, what are you? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck do you? You got this cool hard shell that I can crush.
You
know
can
what I'm
roll
saying?
into
Like,
a ball.
the only thing that's not going to break your shell is like an ant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be able to like get by an ant, but like everything else on the earth is going to crush you. You know what I'm saying? Like your shell.
Like you roll up and you think you're protected. That's fine.
Yeah, and I flick
I
you.
think
can
they make
flick
that
you 500 yards to yourself.
Oh,
you know what I'm
dude,
saying?
those things are so fun to flick.
Oh, they are. They fucking fly, bro. They fly.
They're like the best little booger ball ever.
Yeah.
Like, non-sticky.
And if you look at size ratio of how far they travel, like that is like if you were that thing and somebody flicked you and you just fucking ended up on the other side of Lake Conroe.
Yeah, that's a whole nother world away to you.
You're just like, what
Dude,
the
I
fuck
think
is
that's
this?
why they roll up. They want people to flick them so that way they can travel farther.
Yeah, they're nature
They go,
basketball.
shit, come on,
bro.
please, flick me.
Yeah.
That's it. You're like holding him in the hand and he rolls up. He's like, oh, fucking flick me. Come on.
What if that is his heaven?
I'm going to go so far.
They all have the book.
I was
of fucking,
born to travel. Come on.
The book of potato bugs, dude, and it says the day that you see this tall creature that's glowing in the sun, and you just roll up, and they will flick you, and that is you entering the new life that you were gonna have.
They wouldn't even know that it's flicking. They're
No.
just all of a sudden like transported somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they'll
fucking
be
magic.
moved.
What we don't see is in the air. Like, cause it's pretty quick. Like when
Oh,
you flick
yeah.
it
Do
in the
they
air, they
unroll?
unroll and they go.
Oh, yeah, the glory of
The
the
reason
land.
they go so far is
Yep.
they unroll in the air and they glide.
Yeah, we don't see it, but they're fucking little.
Whoa.
Their little fucking canopy. They fuck, and they're like fucking flying squirrels, dude. And they just fuck. This is great because we don't actually see them land. We just flick.
They
and we
use
assume
their
they go
they
far.
use their like 30 legs as air propellers.
Yep,
Dude, I feel like we've
Yep.
come full circle here. We're talking about potatoes again. So
we are, dude. Those
do
little-
do these things just go inside of potatoes? Is that why they're called potato bugs?
I don't know why they're called that.
call them the boob bugs? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
The booby
Dublin
bugs.
tits.
Dublin. Yeah, well,
I did used to flick the shit out of those things though.
yeah, man. I just think you look around, you can easily see, and I know every animal and every creature has some significance to something, but there are things you look at and you just go, I don't really get you. I don't get why
Some things
you're
were meant
significant.
just to be food. I mean, I
Food.
feel like that's what a mosquito was made for is, like an amphibian's food. Like a frog will eat a mosquito or something, or a lizard, you know what I mean?
Mm.
What if the mosquito was like the equalizer? You know what I'm saying? Like it was created to spread disease and keep the population down.
Dude, that's what Bill Gates was talking about, dude.
That's what he
Well,
was
that's
using
why
it
he
for.
made his own mosquitoes, right?
That's why he's doing it.
Or
He's- well,
maybe he created it so that, they would get stuck in that sap. You know what I'm saying? We could,
Oh,
get
And
some
we-
old
we
DNA.
Jurassic Park
Yeah,
that
we did
shit?
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park, man. Just so we can never lose our past. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right there. The dinosaurs are right there for us. You know what I mean? Just gotta look in that sap.
maybe the mosquitoes are alien like little work soldiers, and they're collecting the DNA of everything
Yeah.
on Earth.
That could be it, man.
whoa,
That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
that is deep.
That's deep.
I mean, but isn't that like how HIV spreads and shit? Like
think that's-
mosquitoes, they spread so much
no,
fucking
not
disease.
HIV. You did
Malaria,
get
for sure.
Malaria, yeah.
yeah,
Malaria, diphtheria, all the areas.
I was thinking Lyme disease, but that's something else.
That's a tick.
Yeah, is it tick?
They actually are making the same company that is creating those genetically modified mosquitoes is making genetically modified ticks as well. So people
Why?
better watch out for that shit.
Why?
Their argument is that it will reduce the native population of mosquito, tick, whatever. Because like when you genetically modify the mosquito, that's why. Remember when they released millions of these GMO
Are they
mosquitoes in
genetically
Florida?
modifying them to be unreproductive or something?
Yes. Yep. Sterile.
Mm.
I looked this up. What benefit does a mosquito have? Do you have any guesses like what a beneficial thing that a mosquito would have? Any guess? No?
Preserves DNA inside amber.
It says, while they seem
guess,
pointless and purely irritating to us humans, mosquitoes do play a substantial role in the ecosystem. Mosquitoes form an important source of, biomass in the food chain, serving as food for fish, as larvae,
That's what
and
Greg
for
said.
birds,
Okay, I was
bats,
right.
frogs,
There
and
we go.
adult flies. Some species are important pollinators as well.
So they're just
Oh
food.
shit, they pollinate?
Apparently. Yeah.
Mostly,
Some
they're
species.
mostly just food for other animals.
That's cool though. It's not a lot of protein there.
So
but
when God made like frogs and shit, he's like, man,
we need something.
these guys
for
got
it.
to eat something. Fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like
I'll just
I
throw
wonder
the Cracker Jacks for frogs. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if like the mosquitoes filled with different types of blood taste different. They're like,
Oh,
oh, that one just
Probably.
landed on a bear.
like
Yeah.
this guy
Oh,
has.
it tastes like shit.
This guy's got a lot of iron in his blood.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you know
They
what I
probably
mean?
do, man. They probably do taste funky.
I bet they do. Especially
Yeah.
if that's what your diet is. Guarantee you can taste the difference in between mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, what's the point of an octopus? You know, like other than just being super smart and weird. You know, like what's the point of it?
Those are aliens.
They're aliens. Those are aliens. I believe that.
Something crash landed in the oceans, and we have octopus.
Some
now.
meteor came here a long time ago and dropped some shit, and that thing is fucking not normal. It's just not a normal creature compared to the rest, in my opinion.
Can you imagine?
Oh, definitely not.
Can
no.
you imagine a frog's like a frog in America's reaction if he just ate a mosquito that just sucked on like an Indian guy?
Oh yeah? What would his
Yes.
reaction be?
I don't know. I
I
couldn't
just feel
comprehend what you said. I literally I lost my thought there. I was like, what the fuck? You're sucking on a Native American?
No, the Indian dot.
Oh, okay. Middle Eastern Indian.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
he has like
True
Indian
Indian.
food, and it's like they probably taste different.
It's like the most racist, unracist thing ever is like the dot.
Yeah,
The
like,
dots.
come on,
You know what I'm
dude.
talking about? The dots.
Well, there's a difference.
I know there's a
Indian,
difference, but-
Indian feather, Indian dot.
Okay, feathers and dots. You know,
See,
it's a good way to describe it.
I thought you were going down like Native American route, and then that mosquito had some ayahuasca like blood in it. You know what I mean?
That
like
too. That too.
start tripping.
Like he just eats a mosquito that just sucked on a fucking Indian feather guy, and now he's tripping balls.
Yeah, dude.
There we go.
See, that's a real question: is how many
Okay.
mosquitoes have that miracle shit in them right now? Did that fuck up the mosquito
Like,
population?
what does their world look like?
Yeah, because they took that and they're like, I'm all dosed up on something right now, and I got.
Like,
Oh,
what
they got
happens
like
if-
a nanobot. Ooh.
Well, I'm just saying they took in that stuff and now they're having
True.
little mini mosquito heart palpitations. You know what I'm saying?
What
Oh
happens
yeah.
What happens if
Oh, I can't fly 5 feet without having a palpitation.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
What
you
happens if a
see-
mosquito sucks on a guy that just took fentanyl?
I don't know. We should probably find that out because I feel like if they can withstand the dose, then maybe
Yeah.
they have something we need.
Right?
Here's the thing: is what if they have something
Oh,
we need?
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they can live through fentanyl, like maybe we need to figure out what
Like,
those
if all
suckers have.
the fucking shit wrong with human
Yeah.
beings and animals, and these guys are just sucking the blood of everybody, and
Yeah.
none of it affects any of them.
We just haven't
Well,
studied.
what
it
about
enough.
malaria? Like, do mosquitoes get malaria, or
That's a
do they
good
just
question.
spread it?
That's a good question.
I don't think it affects them.
See, I'm curious.
Huh.
See, that's one thing I don't know, and I don't know why we're talking about mosquitoes. But when they suck the blood, does it actually do they get something out of that? Like, do they absorb any?
Yeah,
of
they
that?
digest it.
They
eat
digest
Yeah,
it.
it's like food.
Is it okay? I don't
I mean,
know.
why else
really-
would they do it?
Just because they're fucking mean, you know? They're just little fucking
Yeah.
assholes. Yeah, they're just like, I'm
there
just
he
gonna,
is.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna blow this load here and suck this one here and blow
Oh,
it here. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
just, it's like a fetish for them, maybe. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Like, what if mosquitoes they don't actually have to suck blood?
Yeah.
They're just like really horny and they just want to like get it off. You know, but that's how
Sucking,
they have
sucking around the
orgasms.
world.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy's
They're
got
like
a
the
fucking
dolphin of bugs.
Billy the mosquito's got a fucking 600 body count over here, dude. Look at this guy. He's a fucking little horny
Yeah.
dog. You know?
I sucked on 600 bodies. You know, like
Yeah.
how many people
Yeah.
can you suck on before you die?
Yeah, man. That's might be what it is, dude.
Uh,
Got another notch in the bedpost
You
there,
get the
Bill.
mosquito that only sucks on guys
Yeah.
named Richard.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill's got
I
a
sucked a lot
huge
of
beak.
dicks.
Yeah, he's got a big old beak that he puts in there. I wish my beak was that big. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're getting jealous over their beak
Yeah.
size.
We should
Man.
look into that. The hierarchy of fucking needle noses.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
Carl can go deep.
They
Yeah.
gotta fight, dude, because all
Yeah, he's
male
rough.
species fight.
That's
I
true.
try to get in there nice and soft, but he's all fucking.
There's gotta, yeah,
You know, he
there's
just
gotta be,
rams it in.
there's gotta be like a dominance thing,
Yeah,
right,
dude.
amongst
We gotta look
mosquitoes.
up mosquito fights.
Yeah, dude. The level of
gonna be a
penetration, mosquito penetration. Like, what does that
Uh,
mean for that mosquito, dude? Is
Yeah, how many centimeters can you go?
yeah. And does he say
Ooh.
like "fuck yeah" when he puts it in? Fuck yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's gargling in your blood.
Oh, God
Oh
dang it,
fuck, man. I love it, dude. All this over mosquitoes, man.
Yeah,
they're
it's
the
good.
most insignificant thing. But I bet you if we really went into their world, it'd probably be pretty dope. You know what I mean?
It'd be weird.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they would.
I don't know, man. Maybe
But
they
hey,
got
you
their own
know- you
like
never
clubs and shit, and they're fucking actually fun. What if they're super fucking cool?
I don't know. I think it would suck.
Oh hell yeah! I get you.
Good shit.
All right, good show, guys.
Good stuff,
So
gentlemen.
much said and so little said at the same
Yeah.
time, dude.
Yeah. Hey. what
Cheers
it's-
to you.
what show's
Cheers to
all
you.
about.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
All right, we'll see you guys later.